Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel again. Well, I thought it was about time I did an update video of the GEPRC CinePro. Right, and there's a reason why I'm doing it, because I've changed a couple of little things, right, and I thought I'd tell you about it and warn you about one particular thing. Right, very important. Now, I've also had a hell of a lot of flights with this, right. For every flight I've posted, I've had about 10 more, right? So I've had a lot of flights, because obviously I don't post all my flights, because to be honest, some of them are really crap. But I've changed a couple of things, right? But I'm going to start straight away and say I love that this. You're going to see a lot more videos from this quad, right? This is going to be my go-to quad for a while, right? You're going to see a lot more videos from this, right? I love it. Right, I'll just tell you a couple of stupid little things. The lens cap was very loose, right? So if you put a little piece of electrical tape around it, all the way around, right, and it keeps the lens cap on, right? That's that boring bit out the way. I've dealt with it, it's done. Right, I changed the FPV antenna, right? I wasn't happy with that little whip one. It was working fine, right, but the problem with a whip antenna is you really, ideally, you want to be using the Bandicoot patch antenna, right, from Menace RC. Well, I've got one, but I don't like switching round, and as a lot of you'll know, I've put the Orca, you lying git. I put the Micro Shield patch antenna on my goggles. And I'm loving that patch, by the way, that dual patch. Yeah, in case you haven't seen it, here's a card. Right, yeah, I'm loving that dual patch. So I wanted an FPV antenna that'll work really well with it. So I put the Foxy Lollipop in, right? And I'll tell you one thing, if you're going to change, if you're going to put a thicker antenna in, this little plastic, I'm no good with 3D printing, but it was a bit tight, so I had to cut the hole, make the slot a little bit wider. Now be careful, because you've got loads of cables behind there, because you've got your LEDs, you've got your buzzer, you've got your capacitor, and all the cables are behind there. Even though I've unplugged my LEDs and taken them out, because it was just pointless to me having LEDs. I don't do night flights, and I can't see the bloody thing when I'm flying, because I've got my goggles on, so I can't see the LEDs flashing. And before anyone says, yeah, but if you're crashing thick grass you can see it, and so, well, that's what the buzzer's for. Yeah, so I got rid of the LEDs, right? And I'll tell you what, this is an awesome frigging quad to fly, right? And it's strong. I've had a few crashes. I don't know if that'll show up on camera. There it is. Right, if you can see there just above my finger, you'll see a couple of nasty little scratches, right? And what had happened was I was flying, and I did a loop, did a roll, right, but I did 3 and I didn't calculate my height, and I came down nose first, and I bounced. I didn't hit the path completely. I hit the edge of the path and on the grass, right, but I came down like a rocket. And I took my goggles off, and before I even took a step towards the quad, I thought to myself, well, that's it, that's in bits, because I knew how hard I'd hit it, and all I got was that little bloody scratch, right? And I swapped the battery out, started flying again, it was perfect. So she's very, very strong, right? Now I'll want to mention an issue, right? The prop guards, right? To get at the SD card in there, you have to push the prop guards down, right? Now you're putting force on the nuts when you do that, right? When you push, I'll show you on this side, when you're pushing this down this way, you're actually, the counter forces on this side, which you're putting pressure onto the nuts, and I reckon sooner or later that could be a problem. So what I've done is I've just snipped that little end of the prop guard there. Right, I'm sure you can see that, just snip that little end. So when I want to get, it makes no difference to the flight, and it's still solid and everything, but when I want to get at the SD card now, I can just stick my finger in, pull that down and get out the SD card really, really easy. But at the same time, the prop guard still protects the SD card from bouncing out. right, which has happened to me in that big crash I just mentioned. The SD card bounced out, but the prop guard stopped it from going. Now that's not a perfect fix, so what you can do is buy some replacement props. Now these were cheap, right? I'll leave a link in the description for these because they were cheap. They are very strong. They feel very strong. They've got a bit of give, right? Less, well, I'd say roughly the same actually, about the same sort of give as them. Right? They're identical size, right? Identical, so they're a perfect fit. But only, I think there was about £2.50. That's all. But the reason why I like them is they're narrower on the edges, as you can see, so you can get your finger in to get at your SD card a lot easier. You know, you can actually just get your finger in. You just have to move the proper the prop guard just a tiny bit, and you can get in at your finger. And that's why I got these replacement prop guards. But like I said, there was only a couple of quid. You can buy these replacement prop guards, right? But these are about £4.50, and these are only a couple of quid, and they're very strong. They're very sturdy. Like I said, you can get at the SD card a little bit easier. So I'll leave a link in the description. They come in all different colours and stuff, but I like them, so that's why I got them. Right, the elephant in the room, the thing I said about being careful with. Right, the power cable, it was very short, right, and when I had a battery on, right, you really have to twist your battery cable right over, and have to twist this cable right on to get the battery plugged in. And after a while of bending these cables, the wires inside can, notice I said can start to split, and then you've got problems. So I put a larger cable on, right, just to make life easier. Now if you're going to do this, right, there's ways where you don't have to. I'll tell you what, I'm going to jump in here and stop you. If you're not very experienced and you don't want to start stripping this down, right, and you're thinking which batteries to buy, well, they recommend the 650 size batteries. Well, these are the Tattoo ones, right? Brilliant batteries, right? Swear by them, got loads of them for all my different size quads. Right? However, these have got a short cable too, so that's why I was having problems. I picked myself up a few of these, right? The Graphene Panthers, right? And as you can see straight away, they've got a real long cable on. They're still the 650, right? Still 75C base. They're identical and all that. They are a little bit wider, as you can see straight away, right? Not double, but I'd say 1 1/4. Right? They are wider. However, with one on, you're still under 250 gram, the magic mark, and they are bloody good batteries. These are good batteries, right? I'm actually going to get myself some more of these. I'm not going to bother getting any more of these. Well, I've got quite a few of these as it is, but that short cable's been such a pain. So when these wear out, and they take a while to wear out, but I haven't been using these as much. All my flights you've seen lately have been with these batteries. Yeah, because you've got all this extra play on the cable, and that's after I change the cable, of course, right? But if you don't want to be stripping this down and soldering and stuff like that, and you're new and you've just bought one, you haven't even bought your batteries yet, get yourself some of these, right? They're about £1 cheaper as well, so you're saving money. Right, Hobby King, they're the Graphene Panthers. I'll tell you what, I'll leave a link in the description. There you go. But this isn't about batteries, but I just thought I'd mention that. Now if you're going to change this cable, right, I should have made a video, but I didn't. I just took some photographs so you can see the inside slightly. Because when you get to the back, right, when you actually get to where the cable's soldered on, right, your LEDs are just on a JST plug. You just plug in, plug out, same as the buzzer, right? But the capacitor, right, which you can't see there, but the capacitor is obviously soldered straight to the not the flight control, but straight to the ESCs where this cable is soldered to. Now hopefully I'll put the pictures up. If I'll put an arrow or some up, because on the black, right, when you're unsoldering the red and the black, on the black there's also a very, very fine thin black wire running to it, a ground wire. Now I stripped it down and followed it, and it runs all the way to the camera. Right, it's connected to the front of the camera, and it runs underneath the flight control board, underneath the ESCs, comes back up, and it's soldered onto the ground of the ESC. Right, now I couldn't for the life of me figure out why. Right, because the camera is already grounded and powered and everything, and this extra cable's just running around. But it's there for a reason. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't important. Right, so when you've stripped this down, you have to take your VTX, or well, loosen your VTX, I'd say, just to get your plugs out. And obviously you have to take your prop guards off to start with. Right, unscrew your prop guards, take these off. It's much easier if you take these two back prop guards off. And then you got two screws under here. Right, take the full sides off, these aluminium sides, and this 3D molded, whatever it's made out of, right, pulls out. It's on a bit of a wire, right, and then you can get at everything. Hopefully I've put the pictures up and you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, take your wire off, solder on your new one, your longer one, but don't forget to resolder that tiny little black wire. It's there for a reason, so make sure you don't forget. Right, I can't think of anything else I wanted to tell you, because she flies great, and I am super happy with it. I really do love this quad. Right, it was well worth the money. You know, when you buy anything that's ready to fly, you think, oh god, I hope it's worth the bloody price. Well, this was, and as I said, this is going to be my go-to quad. I intend to swap out the antenna again, but that'll be coming up on another video, because I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison video. The antenna I want hasn't even arrived yet. I ain't got it yet. Right, so I don't want to talk too much about it because it hasn't even arrived, but I've ordered a really good top of the range antenna to go on here. Right, even though this Foxier antenna, right, you've watched my videos, hopefully you've seen the flights, it's working great. I mean, but look, like anything, if you can get something better, you always want to get it if you can. But I don't want to say too much about the new antenna I've ordered, right, because it's not here yet, and we'll play that one by ear. Right then, yeah, so I can't think of anything else to say. She's super strong. I'm super happy with it. Right, that's the only one thing I did with the SD card, just cut that tiny little bit there on the prop guard, but it's still very strong. I've not got any problems. Right, and I've had a few more crashes since then, and showed you the new prop guards that I'll probably install. I'm not going to rush to install them though. Alright, because I'd already ordered the prop guards, and then I did that little mod to get the SD card out, which was a bit stupid. I know I should have done one before the other. Alright, but so I'm leaving these prop guards on. Alright, but if there's ever a problem, I know I've got these ones which are awesome and at a great price at the moment. I don't know if they're going to go up, right, but at the moment they've got a great price. Like I said, check the description, check links in the description for everything we've mentioned, from the batteries to everything. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there and say, if you're in two minds about buying one of these, right, just go get one. You will not be disappointed. You will be happy as hell. Alright, so right then, pilots and ground crew, she's awesome. I'm super happy. There's me update. Alright, now I want to get out flying again as soon as that wind drops from 60 mile an hour down to about bleeding 14 or 15. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, it's getting dark, so I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Any questions, leave in the comments. Cheers.